Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And please help me welcome special guest Colleen, the cool crone, and welcome to Kitchen Table Issues. Hey, Colleen.
Hey, Marina, thank you. I love your intro. Wow. It's
Thank you.
very cool. Very cool. I'm just going to make myself a little bigger so our faces are kind of the same. So forgive
Sure.
me while I do this. How do I do this?
That's okay. Oh,
Whoop, not too much.
close enough.
Yeah, there we go. And I'll just move this over a little bit.
Yay.
There we go. Yeah.
Fabulous. So, how have you been?
I have been busy, but I'm learning how to sort of surf my schedule. I'm getting a little bit more in the groove with my schedule, which is really, really good. And yeah, I'm learning how to do it and not sweat it.
Yeah. At least fake it till you make it. Like just show up,
Exactly.
pretend it's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. What are you gonna do?
Well, thank you so much for stepping in. I know Cleo had some previous obligations that she had to tend to, so thank you for
Sure.
stepping up. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a kitchen table today. So, and people would be heartbroken because they are normally.
Aw. Aw. Well, I'm glad I could accommodate. I'm very, very glad I could be here.
Perfect. And just quickly going to say hello to Book, Linda, Jackie, Anita, Abby, Jamie, Patrick, Manx Girl, Janice, Lois Tucker. Hello, Janice, Mimi Nee, Kathleen Bourgeois, Anna Greenwich, Alsea, MGG, Patrick Duncan, Jane. And for those of you that are here from Colleen's channel, welcome. Welcome. I hope that you'll find this enjoyable. And for those of you that are just sitting in the background lurking, that's perfectly acceptable. You can go ahead and do that as long as you subscribe to both of our channels. That's all I ask.
There we go. That's the price of admission is you
Yes.
have to subscribe, and it's free, and it really helps us out. And if you do end up subscribing and you leave a comment, please make your comment at least 7 characters. That really, really makes it count in the algorithm.
Yes.
It's great to get a few emojis, but if you only do 1 or 2 emojis, that's not going to work for Marina. You need to do the 7 characters. So please do that.
Yes. Thank you. And hello, Pamela and Charlie C. Sage joined us. Artist Liz, Susan Sorrell. Thank you, Book. Hello, Book. Well, so have you? You may or may not have heard, but the children in the United States now have someone to look up to, someone who is going to look after them, because that's what we're supposed to do. That you haven't seen the little video of Donnie talking about first his fabulous ballroom that is going to be right over here. As soon as we open this up, we'll have it. It'll seat a lot of people. Many of you will be able to come in. It'll be great. Yes, it says in the Bible that a country is judged by how it treats its most vulnerable, like children. And he is the champion of vulnerable children.
Is this a serious video he put out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. He
Donald
is
Trump put that out?
Yes, that Donald. That guy.
Epstein friend. That guy.
Yes. Even Melania joined him.
Kinkle put that out. The orange mango.
Yes. That one. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Donnie Taco Tits.
Donnie Taco Tits. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Cheeto. Okay. Yeah, him.
Just had to narrow it down because, there's so many people it could have been, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. I was flabbergasted, thinking like, oh man, somebody in that organization has got some big balls to, particularly today, to come up with this video today after some of the information was released on the Epstein files and who was there, who knew what, and so on and so forth.
Well, maybe that's what he meant by children. Maybe
Yes,
that's what he was referring to. Now that
yes,
would make more sense. But seriously, I think that there are many in his inner circle who are turning the knives on him.
hmm,
I don't think they're really working in his favor. I mean, we've been witnessing elder abuse for
yes,
most of his administration. I mean,
yeah,
well back into the summer, it's been elder abuse. The way they have been pumping him up with whatever
yes,
and shoving him out there to perform like a monkey with the cymbals. I
yep,
mean, it's just elder abuse. It's been abusive,
yep,
and now I think that they're just like, well, I mean, because I heard on the news tonight that they're expecting many Republicans to call for the release of the files, not just the people who signed the stuff, but a lot more. And
yes.
and so the tide has turned, and
So,
I think with that, now I think a lot of the inner circle can take their masks off and just say, yeah, fat boy, we're not really feeling it anymore. So you just do your thing. Yeah. Yeah. Put that video out. Yeah. Build your stupid ballroom. Yeah. Put the signs up all over the White House so that you have that will lead you where you're supposed to go. And just don't bother us with the adult stuff. You just do the kid stuff,
yeah,
like arts and crafts doing
yeah,
the
yeah,
the
exactly.
bathroom, the ballroom. Maybe they're just giving him all the B rooms. It'll be a bedroom,
Yes,
and then
yes,
once they get to the other things like a kitchen or an office, he'll be gone or
yeah,
something. But I think they've turned on him. I think that would explain why they allowed that video to go out.
hmm,
Although
yeah, it,
Randy Rainbow had a really good send up.
yes,
You see that one?
yes, I did.
The Roan Chapel song? Oh
Yes,
my God. Or Chapel Roan. Sorry.
yes.
Oh my God. Oh, that was great. That
He
was,
puts out some fabulous
oh, I
videos.
love
I
him.
love it.
I
And
love him.
Donald Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He slips those little things in. It's so great. It's so great. But
absolutely.
I can see, I mean, the the people around him are just they don't like him anymore. I mean, maybe the smell has gotten to them and they're just like they feel like they're asphyxiated or something. I mean, I
You
would.
know what? Yeah, I think last Tuesday, for those that were kind of sitting on the fence and weren't sure what they were going to do, I think last Tuesday was a big smack in the face that yeah,
Yeah.
the shite is about to hit the fan, and
I think it's
rat,
it, and that's what smells, and nobody likes it.
yeah,
Nobody likes it. They're
yes,
finally going, "Oh my God, can we please get this guy out of here because it's so bad." I
yeah,
mean, it's
yeah.
just got to be. I mean, talk about a toxic workplace. It's literally toxic.
It yes, literally, literally, and uh, JD Vance has been the last few days, man. Haven't heard anything, haven't seen him. He's not posting. What's JD Vance up to? I
I
wonder.
think he's doing podcasts with people that he wants to bring over to his side. Let me see what if I can find him.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pull up the cards just in case, but it I think that he is. I think he's getting ready um, to take over, to step in,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
yeah, and the idea of them letting Trump do a lot of the things that he has done is not so much because they agreed with him, but they're going to use it as a way to say, okay, folks, like we tried working with him, we did everything that we could, but clearly he's gone off the rails. We got to do the Article 25. Sorry about that and whatnot. So
And if they're smart, which I'm not saying any of them are, but if they're smart, They wouldn't even have to do 25. What they could do is just like not give him his meds for a couple days because this guy is being held together chemically. He's
Oh,
not,
absolutely.
he 2 days of not getting the medicine to control that swelling in the cankles, he'd go
Yes,
into congestive heart failure.
absolutely.
So
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely.
I don't think they have to even do the 25th Amendment because that would be too slow for them. I
Mhm.
think that yeah, I think JD just thinks, he's already been measuring the drapes. He just
Yes,
doesn't know whether he's going to have Usha buy them or someone else.
somebody else. Exactly. Yeah.
So we
I
need that.
yes, I got Judgment and Ten of Swords. Yeah, he's going down. He's yeah, he
Are you're reading on Vance or Trump?
um I'm reading on Vance. I think well, both of them actually when you think about it, because yeah, they're Vance is going to stand in judgment of Trump, saying, yeah, he's going gone. Um, yeah, Trump is being betrayed by the inner circle.
Yep.
Ultimately, they're all going to be judged because
I know.
I mean, you're JD. Nobody likes you. Like, you know, yeah. I don't think that um, if JD was to step in and say, no, I'm taking over, Trump is gone, I think that the base is going to turn against JD.
I don't know. I think the base has just turned against the whole idea of it. I think if they've already turned on Trump, I think they won't go along with Vance enough to turn on him. I think they'll just ignore him, which is even worse. I
Yep.
think they'll just be like, Jay who? What? No,
Yeah.
no.
Mhm.
We're we're gonna
Yep.
do a whole other election. We're gonna do something else in the
Yeah.
meantime. Let
And
little Mikey take over for a few minutes and we'll get somebody
we'll
else.
take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got this is what I got, King of Wands. Now I think is JD a Leo? I think he's a Leo, so this would be him. I think he's a Leo. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
And then Ace of Cups. So for a hot minute, he's going to feel like, ooh, I did it. But this could also indicate his new relationship with that blonde woman.
Yes.
I'm just going to talk about her as the blonde woman. It's just too sick to even
I
contemplate.
know.
And
I know.
then we got the Emperor, who is, you know,
Yes.
either one of them at this point. But it's followed by the Eight of Cups. So he's leaving. I mean, he's
Yeah.
one minute the foot's in, the next minute the foot's out.
Yeah.
It's not going to last long. And we've always said that. We've said that for over a year when he even picked JD Vance. Most readers said, well, if he ever does get that close to the presidency, it'll be 5 minutes and he'll be out.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
And it's proving true. Well, it's
Yes.
proving true. Nothing's happened yet, but you know what I mean. It doesn't look good for him.
No. No. It doesn't. He doesn't have the any of the appeal. Um, while people are they're still willing to forgive Trump a lot of the stuff that he has done,
Hmm.
and they're willing to turn themselves into a pretzel to make excuses for him. Nobody's going to do that for JD. Nobody.
No.
So
And especially if it turns out that he's dumping his wife. Because, see, if he does dump his wife,
mhm,
here's the damning thing for him is that the ones who would be glad that he's dumping a
yes,
a woman of color, right?
yes,
And so she's not acceptable. The same ones are going to turn around and say, "Oh, but you dumped your wife? That's awful. You're not a good Christian man." Right?
exactly.
So he's damned if he does and he's damned if he doesn't. That's another thing. They're not going to accept him. They're just not going to accept him. If it wasn't that, they'd find something else. The eyeliner, the connection to puberty.
Yes.
They'd find something because they just don't like him. He's just not likable. He's
No.
creepy. He's just creepy. And what
Yeah.
is with the eyeliner? I mean, I just
Seriously, I know. I know that. You know what he he was basically forced on Trump. Uh, Trump did not want him,
Yeah.
but for the sake of a dollar, um, he took him on. But JD has been up what's his name Teal's what
Yeah.
for a very very long time.
I got to pick up a card.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah. So um, yeah, it doesn't look good for them, and it looks worse and worse and worse by the minute. And I'm I had a thought this morning. Just is is it possible? I couldn't I couldn't quite understand why the Democrats would vote to reopen the government, particularly in light of the fourth. It was like you're on a winning streak. This is when you double down. You don't, back up. Like, why would they do that? Considering what has come out since then, like, within the last couple of days with the release of this and the information on EPS and so on and so forth. I wonder, I wonder if they didn't capitulate knowing that the big change is coming.
That's something good to read on.
Mm-hmm.
We should read on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Because I mean, the victory was you had it. You had your hand on the trophy. Like all you had to do was just put your fingers around it, and it was yours. And you know, yeah, how to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jane Fetterman, yeah, Fetterman was gonna he was gonna he was gonna vote with him anyway. He was such a disappointment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Is what are they doing? Oh, Fetterman has been hospitalized due to a fall. Oh, okay, Lorraine, thank you for sharing that. Isn't that interesting? Well,
Oh, I'd love to give them credit for being that smart, but they're just not. The Democrats are just, they really felt like, well, this is better than nothing. It's just getting really bad. We can't let this happen. They're not thinking strategically at all. They're dealing with things the way politics was 15, 20 years ago.
yes.
They're not dealing with it the way it is today. And they're certainly not dealing with it the way it is with Dumpy. They're just not. They're just not. They're just in
Mhm.
denial that things are that bad, that things are that out of control.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really sad. I mean, talk about you need to put the horse out to pasture. Jesus. I mean,
yeah,
they really don't get it. And it's going to be, it's ending their careers. I mean, Chuck Schumer, geez. I mean,
yeah.
hello, Nancy's waved the flag. You should be following her out the door.
Yeah. I think so. I start off with the magician. I think that they what the Democrats are doing is what the Democrats have always done, and that is, well, we have to sacrifice the few for the benefit of the many, and they have promised us that we are going to have a vote on health care. They've promised us a vote. They still can't reconcile with the fact that you're dealing with liars. How many times do you have to be smacked upside the head before it finally sinks in that you are in an abusive relationship and you cannot trust anything that they say to you? They've lied to you all along, but now this time you know they're gonna come by and they're gonna go along with this. No, I get that. The magician, yeah, crossed by the page of swords. It, yeah, they made you a promise. Good luck. Good luck.
It's Charlie Brown and Lucy in the football.
Yeah.
Lucy's going to pick up that football every single time.
Yeah.
And they just refuse to accept it. It's just,
Yeah.
it's mind numbingly stupid. It's just like, can you
It
please
is.
use your heads? Use your heads. They
Yeah.
just don't. They just don't.
Yeah.
It's really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. And yet there's a whole new generation kind of Democrats that are doing quite well and making the right moves. But if leadership is always going to be on the wrong foot,
Yes.
how successful can they? Well, they got to get Mikey Johnson out of there, and it's not going to be too long before they do have a majority and they can elect a speaker. But God help us if they elect Hakeem Jeffries. God help us.
Mm.
Let's hope there's a battle for the speakership because we need someone else, anybody else. Hakeem. And I used to love Hakeem. I used to call him my boyfriend. I was in love with him.
I know.
No
I
more.
know.
No more. No.
It. Yeah. Very disappointing. Disappointing on a lot of things. Janice said, yeah, it was reported that Fetterman had a problem with AFib that dropped his heart rate, which caused him to pass out and fall on concrete while he was on a walk. He hit his head. Ooh,
Mm,
that's. I mean, he's already got health issues,
yeah.
so that. I
I,
mean,
I hate to say it, but how many times does the universe have to show him that he's in the wrong place?
yes,
His heart is in the right place, but his body and his actions are in the wrong place because he should be doing something else. And the universe is just going to keep hitting him with this stuff until he stops and pulls back and lets somebody else go in there. He got compromised, I think, probably either right before he got elected or after he
yes,
got elected. He was compromised.
yes,
He has been compromised ever since. It's very sad, but I know that they've been extorting him with threats of injury to his family, especially his wife. And,
mhm,
he's not a person that has the means, like Mitt Romney told us. Most of these people do not have the means to protect themselves sufficiently. And so they're scared and they're going to do
yes,
whatever they feel they need to do to protect their families. And that's the bald truth. And it's a
yeah,
horrible situation that we find ourselves in, but it's our whole government is screwed up like that. So
yes, absolutely,
one of
absolutely,
many.
yeah. I I I do agree with you that there are probably just as many Democrats that are as dirty as a lot of the Republicans. It's the idea that that they can't stand up as one unit and and go in the direction that they need to. That even within the party itself, that they're fragmented. You know, I don't like the GOP. I don't have any great love for them, but the one thing that you can always say about them is they pick a story and everybody sticks to it, right?
Even if it's so ridiculous that they're telling you the rain is falling up. I mean,
Yes.
they
Yeah.
can tell the biggest blowout lies and
Yes.
everybody just sticks to it.
Yes.
It's incredible. I mean, the Speaker of the House has been saying for months that there's no Epstein files and that's not the reason that we're not doing this, that, or the other thing. That's not the reason that we're shutting down the government. And they went so far as to say that the shutdown was the Dems' fault.
Yes.
Hello, anybody with eyes can see what was going on, but they kept to their story. You're right. They're very good at messaging.
Yes. Absolutely. And so, yeah, now that some of the information about EPS has come out and Trump's involvement with EPS, yeah, no, all of a sudden, no, they are agreeing and they are releasing some of the information, and Trump is now going to be the advocate for children. Like,
This is going to
uh,
bite him big time. This is going to come back and bite him. I can see it, the memes and the jokes and the cartoons of him saying he's an advocate for children and the children are going to be these young girls.
yeah, exactly. And in the meantime, while you're advocating for those children, could you make sure that they get the SNAP benefits so that they can at least eat? You know, just
No, because that has no value to him. He's just going to talk, talk, talk. But he is incredibly cruel.
yes,
He is really a he's psychopathic in his cruelness, and he does not get it because he's not connected to things like everyday life, like having to get a paycheck and having to sit down and write out your bills or even pay
yeah,
them online. This just doesn't have any connection to reality for him.
yeah,
So he doesn't care, he doesn't know, he doesn't understand. I mean, pick any of the dots, and I mean, they're just like, he just
oh,
doesn't get it. So he's not going to push for it. As soon as somebody tells him something about, a scratch on the gold faucet in the new bathroom, his squirrel brain is going to be off in that direction.
exactly.
He's not even going to be talking about this stuff. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. No, this was a deflection, so
yeah.
that, yeah, whatever you hear about, it, me being in the EPS file. Oh no, it was AI, and I mean, I hardly knew the guy. I think I might have played golf with him once, and the pictures. Oh, don't pay attention to the pictures. That wasn't me, and it's it's mind boggling. It really is,
Well,
and
it's his generation, ever since he's come out here and started talking about what he wanted to do, we've realized that he grew up in the 40s and 50s and he really wants the world to go back that way.
mhm,
And his generation is not internet focused, although he loves social media. But to him, it's just a higher end game of telephone tag. Like
yeah,
he's so geared toward, he doesn't do email, he doesn't do anything on computers. The only thing that he does is the social media stuff, and I don't even think he does that anymore. I don't think he's done that for a very long time. He probably dictates the messages to people and
yeah,
has them
and they send them out.
in, but
Yeah.
his idea about the world is to bring it back to like the 1950s, the mid to early 1950s, not even the late 1950s,
Yes.
because
Yeah.
that was too woke for him.
Yeah.
And his value system is stuck there. So I mean, it all fits. The racism, I'm better than you, the dualism,
Yes.
the weird income thing, the income inequality thing is just acceptable. Oh,
Yes.
that's just the way things are. And he keeps spewing these things to people, and that's why they're just kind of just letting him out just a little bit here and a little bit there. But now that they don't like him anymore, you watch, they're going to let him come out and just make a big ass of himself and say
Probably.
things that are just ridiculous.
I wouldn't be surprised. I
Hmm.
wouldn't be surprised. And one of the things that I caught today was, apparently there is, he put up on Truth Social that there is, like an AI component on Truth Social, so that you can go in and ask questions, and it will answer the questions
Oh,
for you.
okay.
And so some of the questions that were asked was the 2020 election stolen? The
Okay.
answer is no. There's plenty of evidence to indicate that there was nothing fraudulent about the election, and blah 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 blah. Um, I think there was a series of four questions that this person had highlighted. Um, yeah, one of the other ones was, are tariffs a tax? And yes, tariffs are paid by the companies importing products who ultimately pass along the increase to the consumer. So ultimately, it's the consumer who pays the. So it's like, okay, are you gonna sue your own company now for fake news? You know, so
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
even
very interesting. Very interesting.
totally. He could very well be being set up because he more and more he comes across as being totally disconnected from reality, and it's just a matter of time before they try to replace him. Who
Hmm.
they're going to replace him with, that I don't know. That I'm having a hard time picking up on. It just feels like, yeah, if it's Vance, it's going to be for, yeah, 5 minutes. Long enough that, okay, yeah, we got rid of him. You're in charge. Okay, yeah, sure. Let me get that memo out. Oh, shit. You know what? Yeah, people don't like you. We're going to go with someone else. But I
So,
don't know who they would go with.
so maybe what's dragging it out is that they have to pick a VP for Vance who would be an acceptable president. But see, even there, they are not thinking long term enough. They need to think about a new dictator. They need to think
Yes.
about a new leader who can actually bring about the complete authoritarianism of our government. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that. I hope they're not going to be able to do that. I really hope that all these cases that are building up about fraud in the elections and all of that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that all of those cases will begin to get enough of a head of steam that it will be clear that there was tampering and
Mm-hmm.
the government can just step in and take over. That's what I'm hoping. And that they will arrest all these other people for stuff. I know that the ICC already has cases against his big three,
Mm-hmm.
Marco Rubio and Pete Hegseth and Kristi Noem. I know that they have all been charged with crimes against humanity. And I don't know who's being charged with crimes against humanity about the fishermen being killed in their boats off the coast
Yeah.
of Venezuela. I don't know. I don't think they can really pin that on Trump, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what they try to pin on Trump, he's not going to go to jail. He's
No.
probably not even going to go to court because he's not going to be able. But if the whole rest of the mechanism, the whole rest of the administration does get indicted, sued, put in jail,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, then we know that we have tamped down enough on this that we could have a more normal government take over. But I think the MAGAs, or whatever you want to call the people around Trump, they are thinking that things are going to, they're also falling into the same trap that the Democrats are. They're thinking that kind of normal mechanisms are going to flow if Vance is put in that Oval Office, and then his vice president would take over if they got rid of Vance. So, and I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, there isn't anyone who comes to mind. It's when when he was first reelected, and I my thought was that no, he's not going to be in there for very long.
Me too.
And I thought, and I think I'd said a couple times then that no, I could see the downfall of the government in that, listen, there are so many people that are complicit. You can't trust anyone. So it's like the quote unquote government, you're out. And now the president is a like a um, three people or five people that are acting as a presidential team,
Yeah.
and that they would go forward and take control until things were maybe reconstructed, reviewed, whatever it is, because it can't go on the way that it is now. The system is so flawed and so broken You can't fix it. It's beyond being welded and duct taped together. Like,
Well, here's the thing. What do they do if he has some sort of health event that leaves him not all the way incapacitated, but just like
mm,
in the hospital for a few weeks, right?
uh-huh.
I mean, yes, they would swear Vance in while he was, unable to serve, like you said.
Yes, but he wouldn't have any power.
Yeah,
He would be acting president, but he wouldn't have all the powers of the president. So
right.
that might account for some of the feelings that we're having about, yeah, he gets in there for 5 minutes, right?
Right.
Because
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
he's acting as president, but he's not. And then
right.
something happens to Dumpy, and maybe something happens to JD on the way to Dumpy's funeral, or
A little tea, a little fall out of a window. I mean, these things can happen. They just happen.
yeah,
But but
exactly, yeah,
but Trump's health situation is so precarious. I mean, they had to have been thinking about that already because I mean,
yeah,
it is like it used to be like when you got cortisone shots, like you had a bad knee, you could get two. And
yeah,
then they were like, "Oh, you better not do that anymore." Now people are living on them.
yes,
It's like Trump is in the same boat. He's getting the equivalent of a whole body cortisone shot, right?
yes,
Between what all, who knows that blood transfusions
yes.
and chemical infusions and cocktails and all sorts of things, but that doesn't always work. At some point, they're going to pump him all up, and he's still going to fail. Oh, my kitty's asking to be let out. She's so polite.
Oh, lovely kitty.
There you go. There you go. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Rose blue. No, I don't think that I did see it. If you want to put it back in, yeah. Comment about Lindsay. Yeah, there really, honestly, there really isn't anybody out there that that I think is capable of taking over. At least not in that generation. AOC, yes. Jasmine Crockett, yes.
Hmm?
Um, you know, that the younger people, the younger generation who, okay, maybe they don't have the parliamentary knowledge that the old folks do, but then they also don't come with the baggage that the old folks do, right? So maybe they should have an opportunity to get in there and try to do something and fix things. They they can't screw it up anymore.
That's true.
You know?
So Rose Blue's comment about Lindsay was at 8:03. If you want to
Oh,
grab it.
let me see. Uh, where are we? 8:03. Come on. Getting there, getting there, getting there.
He has another comment at 8:04. So you'll see that. And then right above it, you'll see Innocent Potato and then Rose Blue.
Okay. Uh, Lindsey Graham will get the task of telling him personally, you got to resign for help. The Senate has the votes to do the 25th.
Well, see, the Senate can vote on the 25th Amendment, but it's the cabinet that has to bring it. It's cannot, the majority of the cabinet has to say he's got to go. So it's not just the Senate. And
Okay.
the cabinet has the MRI and yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. We know this. And it has been obvious that he is a pickle jar since
Yes.
since before the election. It's been obvious. And if you listen to the psychiatrists who have been watching this, they are all saying, look, this was never going to get better.
Exactly.
He was bad in the summer of the campaign, so it was never going to be reversible. And these people are just lying to themselves if they ever thought he was going to make it through even half of his administration. But it's got to be the cabinet that does this, and the cabinet I don't know if all of them have turned. The Senate may have turned, but I don't know about the cabinet because they've drunk the Kool-Aid. Some of them are true believers, or just like Putin, Trump has blackmail on them. So until he is incapacitated enough that he cannot use that blackmail evidence, then I think they may not go against him, no matter what. Until he's like, pushing up daisies, they're just not going to do it. That's a problem because he has been friends with Putin. I mean, he has
Yes,
been, connected to the big red country since 1983 or 1987. But anyway, in the 80s,
in the 80s. Yeah.
and along the way, this man, he's not intelligent, but I heard Rick Wilson call him today. He's cagey. He's
Yes.
very, very screwy and cagey. And so he has picked up all of those techniques that Putin has used against him, just like he did with Roy Cohn. Like Roy
Yes.
Cohn used it against his people, right? So he learned all the stuff from him. And
Yes.
since the 80s, now he's been learning from Putin. And that's a whole other topic. Is Putin really still alive? But whatever. Um,
Yeah.
the it's a rat's nest. It's really hard to pull it apart because you got those like Besant. Do you really say? I mean, this poor man. He's a married gay man in what, his 60s, maybe. How old do you think
Yeah.
he is?
I'm.
I don't have his
Yeah.
charts. They're not
I'm.
very
I'm
real.
not sure. Yeah.
But
I'm
he's
not.
older and he's of that generation that it's not quite kosher for him to be really out. So some of that awful belief system that the MAGAs promote or that the Heritage Foundation promotes,
Yes.
he feels shame and guilt about that. So that's
Mhm.
one thing that keeps him there. And then, little Marco is just, he drank the Kool-Aid a long time ago. And this guy is just drunk on it and drunk on his own power. And, when narcissists have children, they create new narcissists.
Yes, they do.
The people were not really designed to be narcissists, they do become narcissists. And I have seen this in action. I have seen this in the wild, folks. This is true.
Absolutely. It's a matter of survival.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
matter of survival.
And they may not become as cruel and awful as the original narcissist, but there's many different types of narcissistic behavior and personality types.
Yes.
But the rest of the people in the cabinet, like Hegseth is a drunk. Do you see him going to AA meetings? Do you see him putting his, going to the meeting and saying, my name's Pete and I'm an alcoholic? I just don't see him doing that. He loves too much getting up in front of the generals and acting like, I can do this. So
Yeah.
that's what he wants to do. And the rest of them, who knows? They're all faceless old people that just don't, they're not worth it, but they're going to be loyal to him. And that's a problem. That's a real problem.
Yes. Yeah. Because a lot of them are from the same generation.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, sent 63.
Hmm.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
what I figured.
yeah. It's like the 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 best known secret really is yeah, Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is
It's a great example. Yeah, Lindsay. Lady Lindsay.
Lady Lindsay. Yeah, it's like, oh, come on, please. I
Put
if
on
you
your
want,
tutu and sashay away, Lindsay.
yeah, that yeah, it's a big secret. Don't talk about it. Everybody knows there are some things you don't need to talk about, But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm just looking up how old he is. Lindsey Graham. Oh God, he's my age. He's 70. I'm not 70, guys. I'm 69. Let's keep it clear. Okay.
exactly.
I still
That's
got a year to go.
yeah.
But Lindsay doesn't. He already hit
Uh-huh.
70. And so he's just a little bit older than Besant, not much, but a little bit older. But for men of that age, there is a tremendous stigma to being gay. And to letting it out. It's one thing to live the double life. It's one
Yes.
thing to have that one side of life where you're just wild as a cat of nine tails, and then the other side where you're the proper prim and proper, always wearing your tie,
Yeah.
just so straight businessman or politician or whatever he is. And Lindsay, with his drinking, he has let the cat out of the bag. With now, is he drinking these days, or does he seem to be sober? I don't see him
I,
very drunk these days.
no, I actually don't hear too much from him, but I there is no motivation for him to be sober. Um, this his drinking, and of course, entertainment purposes only. His drinking is so much part of who he is that, yeah, as an alcoholic, it's not that easy to say, "Oh no, I'm not going to do this anymore." You
Oh,
know,
oh no,
it's
you gotta really have a program and a network of people supporting you, and you're gonna
yeah,
have flip ups. Yeah, it's not a one and done thing.
no,
No, not
no,
at all.
no.
Not at all.
It's not the case to say, well, yeah, I'm if I get this job, I'm going to quit drinking. Uh huh. Sure. Yeah.
Well, that's what
Okay.
Hexteth said.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he told his
And
mom.
yeah, and I like the guys who will either say or they kind of beat around the bush. Well, I can't be gay. I'm married. So, like that. What it doesn't prove anything. But it's yeah. I think that we would be surprised at how many of them are leading lives that most of the people who support them would be aghast if they were to
Well,
find it.
little Mikey Grinder Johnson. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, his roommate in Washington is flaming, absolutely flaming, and that man is living.
Roommates, Colleen. They're
Oh,
just
yeah,
roommates.
they're just roommates, right? But but
Just because they share the same bed, it's
and it's just astounding that things come out of his mouth.
yeah,
Grinder Johnson, that's who I'm talking about now. That things come out of his mouth with a straight face that he thinks are perfectly plausible. I'm like, dude, have you drunk so much Kool-Aid that
yeah.
you don't hear yourself anymore?
I
You
know.
don't hear the English language coming out of your mouth, basically damning you to that lifestyle?
Mm-hmm.
The lifestyle you think is horrible, the lifestyle that you would send people to, uh, what do they call it? What the camps are?
The concentration camps.
Conversion,
Oh, conversion camps. Yes,
conversion camps. Yeah, that you would send yourself to a conversion camp if you heard yourself talking. I mean,
exactly.
this guy is so out of touch. Again, the out of touchness, because bottom line, it is a cult. That's the other thing. That's the other reason that the cabinet's not going to do anything, because it's a cult. The
Mhm.
Senate seems to be waking up, right? And the House of Representatives, a lot of them have woken up. They won't all wake up, but a lot of them will. Because the only way to fix a cult is from within. So
Exactly.
you can't fix it from outside by saying, this is a cult. This is really bad. They have to realize that things are weird. And I think the events of the last well, really the last month, they had the No Kings March. That
Yeah.
had to make them go, well, because they're saying, oh yeah, 7 million people. No, 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 22 million people.
Yeah.
22 million. Look at the pictures, count the heads.
Yes. Yeah.
22 million people. That's a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And then the election we just had,
Yes.
and then the shutdown, and then the Epstein files. Those four things are devastating, and I think a big wake up call for a lot of so-called Republicans. They think that they're Republicans, right? But they're cult members, and I think it was a big
Yes.
wake up call for all of them. And Dumpy, God rest his little soul, he's just blindly goes on his way, delusional and in and out of reality, and tripping over his cankles, and just
Yeah.
what elderly person wants to be in public when their ankles are like that,
Exactly.
when his hand is like that, when he can't speak, when you can noticeably see the drooping, that
Drool.
such
Yes.
a
Yeah.
sign of a stroke, such a sign. What
Yeah.
elderly person wants to parade themselves in that condition. No, they want to go to physical therapy and they want to work on it and they want to get better. Then they want to come back out and be social. But it's just, it's
He
really
doesn't
bad.
see yeah, he doesn't see that there is anything wrong with him. In his mind, he is
You know, you're right.
absolutely perfect. He's perfectly fine. He's
You're
the
right.
only sane one around. Everybody else
And the
is
best looking,
crazy.
because he's a narcissist. So he's the
Yes,
best looking and the smartest and the most sane. Which,
yes,
camera, woman, dog, TV.
yes. Yeah, 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 yeah. And he has, I mean, I think he's up to, I don't know, 9 wars that he
Oh, I
has
forgot about
solved.
that.
um yeah, the economy's doing so good, you can't believe everybody's going to be, I mean, people are going to be rolling in cash anytime now. And by the way, keep your eyes open for that $2,000 check that he's going to send you. It'll come in the same envelope as the last $2,000 check he was going to send you. But yeah, just keep looking out for that. Listen to what he's talking about when it comes to the rest of the world, because there's, you know, so many of those um, illegals that are coming in from communist countries, that are coming to Florida, like the communist countries like South Africa, and they're coming into Florida. It's like, hello, this,
And the immigration thing I love.
yes,
In one breath, they're saying immigration is absolutely down to like nobody's coming over the border because they're so afraid of us, right?
yes,
And on the other breath, then it's like, oh, they're just coming in droves across the
yes,
ocean and they're all bringing fentanyl and they're all ruining
yes.
our country and they're taking all your jobs. What jobs?
What jobs exactly?
What jobs are they taking?
Yes,
Not
yeah,
not the immigrant jobs that you think should be ruined. And here's the other thing I don't get: the big corporations, the Googles and the Amazons and everything. They're affected by the economy being bad too. And when when our agricultural industry is just decimated, when our hospitality industry is just
yes,
almost wiped off the face of the earth, I mean, agriculture alone is such a huge part of, I mean, you got to feed your people. And,
yes,
and then those farmers also want to make a little coin selling their stuff overseas and they can't do any of that. They're burning food because it's going bad. I mean, this has got to be so bad for the big corporate people too, because they can't function if the rest of the country is not functioning. People are not worried about buying things from Amazon if they can't eat. So I just don't get how corporations are not just jumping up and down and demanding that they let migrant workers come and work, and the hospitality people, the airlines and everything. Why aren't they jumping up and down? Think of the hotels, the restaurants, the smaller places, the tour guides, that all that stuff. Nobody's working. It's I don't know how anybody's got enough money to eat.
yeah. No, they're. I think what a lot of the corporations are doing is they're biding their time, and they're hoping that things are that Project 2025 is going to kick into full gear, and they're not going to have to worry about quote unquote hiring people for these jobs. It's just going to be a case of and you're in that field, you're working in that machine shop,
Yeah,
and
no choice.
and that's it. And you know, talk about pay. Listen, you get a roof over your head and you get 3 meals a day. Shut the f up, sit down, do your job. If you don't do it, you're not going to get any of those things, and you're going to be replaced. That's that's what those authoritarian regimes, that's what they do. They go in there and they they make it impossible for anyone to move ahead in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? It's like when you what was that saying? You owe your soul to the company store.
yep.
So yeah, they know that things are, yes, they're going to be tight for a little while. That's all right. We've made okay money up until now. Everyone's going to be happy with what we're doing. So we're going to take a hit for a few months, but then we're going to double the profit because we're not going to have to worry about dealing with unions, dealing with providing health care.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't work, you're out of a job. You're going to starve, too bad, so sad. You know? And then what are those the people that are going to be most affected, the people that are in red states, because red states tend to be at the bottom of the list when it comes to education and a lot of other things. So it's not like, these people have a lot of transferable skills that are going to be attractive anywhere else in the world, you know?
That's right.
So what are they going to do? Are they going to start going south of the border? Don't come north, because no, no, no. Yeah, we like to test people who come across the border. So
Wow.
yeah, and then they're going to become the one thing that they hate the most, which is an immigrant.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. I really hope it does not come to that. I
Yeah,
really hope that things are arrested in in more ways than one.
yes,
I hope all those people are arrested, and I hope their actions are arrested, and that we have a whole different
hmm,
government setting things up and making things more balanced. Because the way the universe works is, it, as Martin Luther King said, it arc it the arc it bends towards justice,
yes,
and the way the astrology is going also is bending towards justice and
yes,
equality and tolerance, and mainly equality across economic strata, so that you begin to lessen that, so that there's not such a distinction, because duality is going away, and we can't have non-duality if people have such extreme differences in their socioeconomic
exactly.
situation. So either money becomes meaningless, and that happens that way, and that may happen. I don't
Yeah,
know. Money could become meaningless, or just society and government changes just dramatically, which that's what I think is going to happen.
yeah,
I do think money is going to become less important starting in 2026. I think money will become much less important, which I'm sure most people are like, oh yeah, you can say that. No, I'm just an ordinary person and I need to
yeah,
pay my mortgage. Why do you think at 69 I still have a full-time job? I have to pay a mortgage. But
yeah, yeah,
uh,
exactly,
I
exactly, and
I think the universe is really, I think the world is really changing, not just the United States, but the United States has so many of these antiquated things that they're hanging on to, like not having socialized medicine. What a dumbass idea. What a dumbass idea, because in the end, the government does end up paying for all our health care because we get too poor and too sick to do it ourselves, and the government has to step in. They're so stupid that they don't have that.
I know, I know, and they I can't get over the concept of, we don't want socialism. Socialism is like communism. Socialism is bad. We don't want socialism. Okay, so who pays for the fire department in your particular town?
That's right. Yeah.
How are they funded?
Hmm.
Oh, through property tax? You mean like socialism?
Socialism? Yeah. Yeah. I know. And you got to, I keep reminding myself that the people who say that are this very, very tiny minority of Republicans that keep voicing this almost Ronald Reagan-esque era
Yes.
mantra about how things should be, and it
Yeah.
just doesn't math. It just doesn't math.
Yes. Yes.
It's not smart. It's not kosher. It's not math. It doesn't work. And
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
just stubbornly hang on to it, when the rest of us who do live in blue states, and which are, like you said, better educated, and we do question things, and we do
Yes.
look at things with healthy suspicion about whether they're telling the truth or not, and
Yes.
we can see that they're not telling the truth, and the majority of the American public does want socialized medicine. And
Yes,
they would love a universal paycheck for everybody. And they would love better housing and more fair housing prices. And they would
exactly.
love not a huge discrepancy between the CEO of a company and the salaries of their workers, because it
Yep,
just makes things impossible for the middle class and the people who are trying to get out of poverty to ever get out of poverty.
exactly. Exactly. There was a time not that long ago when if you were if you were looking to purchase a home, um, home prices were reasonable. 10% down payment would get you into a home, and you with every payment you're building equity, and you'd have a mortgage for 20-25 years. Now he's talking about 50-year mortgages. 50-year mortgages, because, well, you save every month. The hell you do. But yet, whatever whatever you might be saving per month, the interest alone is going to kill you, because that, for sake of argument, that $500,000 home, that $500 whatever mortgage that you got at the end of 50 years is going to end up costing you $2.5–3 million. How much have you saved? And who's going to live that long? Because
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, because
well,
the kids in their 30s now cannot afford a house.
no,
So if you have to be 45 and up to afford a house, you would have to live till you were 95 to pay it off.
yeah,
And it's not reasonable. And in the quest of paying down that mortgage, if you had a 50-year mortgage, you wouldn't begin to touch the interest until about year 35.
yeah, somewhere in there, yeah,
And like you said, the interest rates, the finance charges, and it would just kill you. Yeah, it's that's just a stupid. That's just really a
yeah,
stupid idea.
absolutely,
I like the ideas of Gavin Newsom and Moram Zandami. They
yeah,
just have so much more enlightened views of the way that society and civilization could be run, and it's possible. And the maths, the math
exactly,
makes sense.
yes.
So
There is more than enough for everyone.
yeah,
It's the idea that, if I give to you, I lose something by giving to you. That idea comes from the top down, because the 1% who hold everything, yeah, if they have to share with you, yeah, it's a loss to them, absolutely. But,
mhm.
like, you couldn't possibly spend all the money that you have in one lifetime, in 5 lifetimes.
No, they
You
can't.
can't take it with you when you go.
No, but they're
So,
just so greedy. They're so insecure about their money. They're so insecure about their wealth and their value that they feel like they just have to hang on to everything because then they're not worth anything.
yes,
The thing is, it's like when you love someone, it doesn't mean you can't love other people.
yeah,
When you take a candle and you let somebody light their candle off of your candle, your flame doesn't go out.
exactly.
And for a moment, when it's lighting the other candle, the flame gets bigger.
Yes.
What a concept. No.
Who
They
who'd
just
have thunk it?
they just can't get over it.
I
They
know.
can't get over it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, I know. But it's coming. The change is coming. The change is coming, and I just hope I'm there to see it.
Oh God, yes, we'll all be there. We'll all be there.
Cheering it on.
So what do
Yeah.
you think? Do you think we'll have a change before Christmas?
Um. I. It, yeah. Yeah. I don't know to what extent, but it doesn't. Christmas this year in the White House does not feel like an event.
No event?
Yeah. No event.
Oh,
It's like the
I got
lights are on, but
got
nobody's
the
home.
moon. Yeah, things
Uh,
are going to be changing at by Christmas, but we won't know what's going on.
hmm Yeah, yeah. And why? Because, yeah, I've got the what's that? Is that 7 of Cups. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's the don't look here. Don't pay attention. Yeah. So the people,
And
yeah,
but those cups are also indicating new ways they're trying to keep Trump alive, new drugs, new methods, new
yes,
procedures that are because the other ones are failing.
yes. Yeah. Any time that you go, well, when you're as far gone as he is, right? You can the trying out the new drugs. Yes, they will work initially, but it's like trying to put oil into a leaky engine. You're going to start the car once or twice, but it doesn't matter how much oil you put in there. You're never going to be able to keep enough to go, start it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
So
And you remember that stuff they used to try to sell that you put this in and it'll stop the leaks in your car,
yes,
right? Okay. You do that too many times and it stops the flow of everything in your car.
yes,
And I think that's kind of what's going to be happening to
yeah,
Dumpy. He's
and
just
I
going to
think
have like a backup, as it were,
yeah,
in his system and just not be able to go on.
totally. I agree.
Yeah,
Totally.
bad, bad, bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
not
God.
good. Oh, well, here we are. We're just over an hour, and thank you, Colleen, for stepping in. I really enjoyed this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is really,
Considering we
really
didn't
good.
have a topic, we did
Yeah,
really
this was a great discussion. I thought it. Maybe I talked too much.
great.
I don't know, but I
No,
thought it was a good discussion.
it was. It was absolutely good, and love the chat and the information that people are passing around in the chat. That is fabulous. So I do want to thank all of you for being here and for joining us. And just before I let everyone go, is there anything, Colleen, that you've got going on your channel that you want to feature and let folks know about?
Well, I'm I'm going to be doing more members meetings, and I'm going to be offering some behind the scenes looks at the Cool Chrome, some kind of not really classes, but some paid events behind the scenes that will be fun. I'm really focusing on 3i Atlas. I put out one video about that just this week, and I'm going to be doing more work on that because I think that's really interesting.
It is.
And I hope to be getting more astrology videos up, but I'm still going to be doing politics and personal readings and stuff. I'm still going to be doing that stuff. So make sure you tune in.
Absolutely. Yeah. And check out, folks, that 3i Atlas. Really good. Really, really good. Wonderful. All righty. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you for doing this, Colleen. And we will,
It's great.
yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you around. So you have a great night yourself, and you guys too. Have a great night. Bye
Bye,
for now.
everybody. Mwah.